4,000 homes, condos, and townhomes were sold in Winnebago, Boone, and Ogle counties in 2024, marking a noteworthy year for the Rockford housing market.
WIFR reporter Alyssa Kelly talks with housing experts and home buyers about what made 2024 one for the record books and how it prepares us for a strong 2025.
I heard you're the hottest market in the country. How's that feel? And I think what it is a real great comeback story.
2024 is a success story for the Rockford housing market, making the national spotlight every month.
We were at dead last, underwater mortgage capital of America, and to now be ranked the hottest market is just remarkable.
Owners who put their home on the market saw one of the largest equity gains, and buyers got 200 more properties to choose from.
It's in terms of economic development, how we market our region, the public infrastructure, the investment downtown, all the wonderful amenities that we have and we can celebrate really helps push us forward.
Brown says buyers seem to be mostly coming from Chicago, Madison, and Milwaukee areas. Cesar Meza, who moved to Rockford, is actually from California, finding more budget-friendly housing options.
I think the change of the seasons is the most obvious thing that jumps out at you, but other than that, it's just again the affordability to live out here versus California.
Ann Brady is Meza's realtor, and she expects a thriving 2025.
Spring is coming. Sellers will start getting their houses on the market, preparing their houses so that they can sell quickly and at top dollar.
In Rockford, Alyssa Kelly, WIFR News.
Real estate experts predict many changes to the market in 2025. Mortgage rates are expected to ease, but home prices are projected to keep climbing in most areas.